easy anywhere.
What's going on, guys? So ever since I got these wheels and tires, there's been a lot of y'all curious on how these things ride and perform. So today I'm going to do a quick review on my experience with them. 24 by 12 -44 Hardrock Spines, and then we have 33 12 50 24 Landspider Wildtraxx MT. So these tires, like a lot of tires, they measure out a little bit under 33 inches tall. And then these do measure out the full 1250. This is a very wide looking tire, covers the lip completely, tread to tread, all the way across. So very wide tire, looks awesome. Has like the little mud grab like claw, I always say that. It looks awesome, I love it. And personally, I think they look really good on the truck. 24s just fit this big body truck a lot better in my opinion. They are very heavy, coming in at about 120 pounds per. Let's go ahead and hop in, take it for a drive, talk to you about how my experience has been so far. All right, guys, so as we come out of this gravel lot, one thing I wanted to mention that was surprising, we'll see if I'm a liar or not, they don't really pick up rocks really bad, which is awesome. Any tire that looks this aggressive and doesn't pick up rocks is a miracle worker, because obviously rocks with wides like this, they sling down the side of your truck, which is never good. But so far these things go over gravel and really don't pick up rocks. We'll see once we hit the highway if this gravel lot makes me a liar, but so far they've been really good about that. So there's a lot of people out there that have never ran a setup like this but automatically assume it's going to ride like garbage because there's a small amount of sidewall, right? A lot of people think you got to have this much sidewall for it to ride good, and I'm here to tell you that's just flat not true. So let's say there's a big pothole in the road. I'm talking about a big, your tire's going to literally go in, it's going to hit the edge of the hole. Yes, that is where you're going to want more sidewall, of course. You hit a big enough pothole, you could potentially mess up your wheel. You're definitely going to feel it because there's not as much sidewall there to absorb that impact. But if you live somewhere that remotely takes care of the roads, I mean, our interstates are not great here, and I've been down many. You can feel, obviously, imperfections in the road, potholes, you know, where the concrete meets, things like that. Of course, you can feel them, but you can feel them with stock tires too. So is it a huge difference as far as normal roads go? Not really. You really, all the bumps and cracks and creases and stuff, you're going to feel them either way, and I don't really see that they're that exaggerated with having this small sidewall. Like I said, you hit a huge pothole, that's where you're going to notice a big difference, and you could potentially run into some issues with having such a small sidewall. But other than that, normal roads, as far as like absorbing bumps and stuff, it feels pretty much the exact same to me. So like I said, this setup weighs about 120 pounds per wheel and tire, so getting close to 500 pounds worth of rotational mass. That's a little unfortunate. That's definitely going to hurt your performance. It's definitely going to hurt your fuel economy. It's the price you pay to have such a large wheel. They have to beef up the tires to have such a large wheel. So even though you have less tire, which, you know, you might have that confused, bigger the wheel, the more weight. No matter what size tire you run a little small tire, it's still going to be a very heavy setup. So that's just part of this. So yes, going into this, no, you're going to lose some performance. You're going to lose a little fuel economy. It's just part of it. So let's talk about the Landspider Wildtraxx MT themselves. So as far as sound goes, they're a pretty noisy tire, right? So they're pretty loud. These are full tread, brand new. Usually tires get louder and louder the lower the tread gets, so who knows what these will end up like. I'm gonna show you all a clip going down the interstate in just a second where they are definitely very noisy. If you drive a lot of interstate, might not be the tire for you. Here's your 73 mile an hour tire sound. They're loud. They are very loud. This is with the windows up and everything. But you know that going into a mud tire, especially a wide one, ain't gonna be noisy. So as you heard in that clip right there, there. They're definitely very loud on the interstate. We'll actually hear them right here as we accelerate. Also, did you notice that bridge? It has the lines in it. Wasn't like abrasive or anything, just the normal boom, 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 going across them. Normal. So if you don't like loud tires, this is probably not the tire for you, but most mud tires do make a good bit of noise. I definitely rank these higher up on the list. They definitely make a good bit of noise in pretty much all driving aspects. So go into that knowing they're pretty noisy. They've done great on the road. I've driven them in a lot of rain, haven't hydroplaned anything weird like that. They do just like most all tires. Get in them and drive, and they just perform, do good. A lot of people don't understand why you would run such a low profile mud tire. It's not to go off-road, it's not to attempt to go off-road, it's simply for the look. Usually mud tires look better than running a street tire. 90% of us are just driving these things on the road. There's no reason to have to run a street tire. You can run a mud tire, they'll last 50,000 plus miles depending on the brand. They look a lot better. That's it, it's just for looks. And then yet, if you do go off-road, these are gonna perform better than if you did have a street tire. So if you can't grasp that, I don't really know what to tell you, but they look good, they perform just as good. Why not have the good look? So let's talk about ride comfort and handling. So I always like the wider wheels and tires as far as handling goes. The truck just feels more solid. It doesn't seem top heavy like it does with some stocks and 35s. It feels very planted, and I like the way it feels sticking out, and like these very wide tires, the full, 12.5 plus inches wide on the ground. Feels very good, very nimble, but yet very planted. Now, as far as comfort goes, and this is talking about like the steering wheel feel, right? At certain speeds, there is a little bit of vibration. Right now, we're cruising at 61. Very smooth, very nice. I don't know how it comes across on camera, but normal driving truck, right? Just like any other tire. Now, if we slow down, let's see where it's at. It's around that 56 mile an hour, which is the only like time that you feel it. So big heavy wheels and tires like these are typically hard to balance out properly. So sometimes you do have certain speeds where they vibrate a little bit or they feel a little wonky. So these don't have the balancing beads. They're just balanced out with wheel weights, stick-ons. So maybe some balancing beads would smooth that out. I've never ran them. I know a lot of people do, but just standard weights on here. Right around this speed right here is, you might can see the steering wheel. Little rough, but you can go above or below that. So that's worth mentioning. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, they're great, you buy them, and then, oh, there's a little wiggle here, there's a little vibration. So, yeah. Go into this knowing it's a big heavy wheel and tire. It's liable to have a few little things about it. In conclusion, you do not have to have this much sidewall to have a good ride. So overall, I think they look absolutely amazing on the truck. The performance on road is pretty good. It's about on par with every other mud tire, right? There's going to be certain speeds where you feel the tires, right? Like X comps, under 10 miles an hour, you feel every single lug touching the pavement. Hopefully you did enjoy. Comment down below and let me know. See you in the next one.